Hey everybody, this is Jeff with Unfiltered Reviews, and today I'm going to go over the advantages and disadvantages of TikTok shops. So the advantages are many, but the disadvantages are also many. So you want to see if the advantages or disadvantages outweigh for your particular circumstance, because any of these online programs, you should look at them from your own perspective because they're not going to work or not work for everyone the same way, if you get what I'm saying. I've been in online business for 6 years successfully, and I've seen people be very successful with something that I know that I wouldn't be and that I didn't think that they could be, and vice versa. I've seen people fail in many businesses that a lot of people that should be easy. It seemed easy. So with TikTok, the advantages are that there's built-in virality, there's built-in viral reach from the audience on TikTok. So the algorithm can push whatever product you're promoting out to millions of people organically. And then if you want to run ads and boost it, it's a little bit expensive to do that if you're just starting out, depending on your product, but you can do it for a reasonable ad cost and get that out there. It's also like it's very impulse, like the attention span is very, very short. So the audience that you're pitching your product to, they usually make decisions without thinking about it. So it's very impulse driven. They see something they like, they're going to go, oh, okay, I like that. I'm going to buy it right now. It's also very creator and affiliate friendly. It's a low barrier to entry. So it's very, very good from all of those perspectives. But there are a lot of disadvantages too. And that is that the virality of your product or your videos is unpredictable and you're dependent upon that for your sales. So you could have months that it go way up, go crash down, or you could never get there or whatever. It's going to be a roller coaster. And then also, I think that the biggest con here is the platform risk. If you don't own it, you don't own it. If they change anything, you're out. They can knock you out in a second. Things can change in a second. We saw that with the TikTok ban earlier this year. Your entire business is wiped out in an instant. There's also a lot of price wars and a lot of competition, not much loyalty in that case. So, and because people are buying these on impulse, sometimes they don't have the money for it. There's a high return rate. So a lot of people aren't going to tell you about those things that come back to bite you later on. There's also some kind of limited product categories and things like that. But overall, those are the pros and cons. It's not the business model I do. Like I say, I've been on an online business for about 6 years. And what I do is I stand up small websites and listings and phone numbers in local locations. So think local, the competition is way lower, especially around the urban core of major cities, because all those suburbs are exploding right now. So there's no established home service businesses generally in those locations, or if there's room for more because there's so many people moving into those areas. So I'll come in home service. I mean, like a plumber, like a landscaper, like a home remodeler, all these types of people that work on your home, concrete person, things like that. So I can come in and set up a website, for example, for tree service in a suburb of any major city. And generally, the competition is going to be so low that with minimal effort, I'm going to be able to rank that and start getting people to call the number that I own. So I go then to the local home service provider that offers that service, and because they generally don't know anything about Google, they don't know how to rank, they don't know anything about technology. I don't know anything about cutting trees or any of those things either. So it's a great match of skill set because you're in the middle and you're creating the demand for their service. And you own the website, you own the phone number and the listings and all of that. So if the local home service provider decides they don't want to work with you anymore, you own that and you can just go to another home service provider and still sell it. So generally, these things, the average is probably around $1,500 a month that a home service provider would pay, depending on the volume of leads. I've seen it as low as $300, $500 a month, depending on the value of the service provided. In other words, like landscaping is $100 a pop or whatever. So that's going to be lower than a concrete lead, where the concrete patio might be, or a driveway might be multiple thousands or even 10,000 or more dollars, the value of that lead is much greater. So they're going to pay you much more for it. So this is the model that I have been working in for 6 years, and I love it. It's amazing. You own all the assets. It's a pure digital real estate play. And like I say, if any of your clients move on for whatever reason, then you still own the assets, so you can sell them to somebody else, basically. So I think that the alignment is so much greater. You're way more protected from a demand standpoint, because when somebody's toilet needs to be fixed, that is not dependent on the economy. They're going to get it fixed. Your water heater goes out, you're going to fix that. And a lot of times with landscaping and things like that, it's up. They have to keep it, for the HOA and things like that. So there's a lot of like built-in protection that you're not going to see in a TikTok product type of an online business model. So if you're interested in learning more about what I do, there's a program that I recommend, and I'll link it in the description to this video. Check it out and schedule a call if you're interested. All right, take care.